We have so many new sickness, new disease nowadays. When I compare to when I was kid, they are so different. When I was kid, people get sick from germ, from bacteria or virus or parasite mainly. People get sick from malaria, dengue fever, smallpox, and some parasite. Mostly they die from those sickness. Because people in the past, they don't know there's some kind of invisible life that can cause sickness for us. So they did not protect themselves. But now, we did not get sick like that anymore. We get sick from something with no germ. I heard about cancer, diabetes, blood pressure, high blood pressure, low blood pressure, or allergy. When I was about 15, 16 years ago, or some of them 20 years ago. Before that, we don't know this word before at all. 50 years ago, our life is so different from now. We eat everything around the village. We did not get food from outside of the village at all. We grow our own rice. We eat vegetable in our area. We catch fish in the river, in the pond around the village. We never import any food from outside. And then we have the mortar to mill our rice by hand. So the life at that time, we did not spend money. We did not buy food. Because even you have money, there's no food for sale. You need to looking for food yourself. That's the way it is. But when I was around 10 years, 11 years old, that's about 50 years ago, the first rice mill came to the village. Before that, we eat the rice that we mill by our hand. It will be brown rice. But the rice mill can turn rice into white rice. So people feel very exciting with white rice. Because when you eat white rice, you feel like you have high status in the communities. So it became popular after that. Nobody eat brown rice anymore after we have rice mill. And not really long in the village, we have a shop, grocery shop. It's very tiny shop. But the whole thing that they sell in the shop is MSG, canned sardines, instant noodle, and sauce, soy sauce, and fish sauce from the market. Before that, we never buy fish sauce or soy sauce. Because we don't eat soy sauce in the past. We make fish sauce ourselves. But when we buy from the market, it look nice, look fancy in the nice bottle. So people start to use it more and more. And after that, everything changed. In the village, we start to have a market. 30 years ago, the whole life in our life in the whole village has changed completely. Nobody grow their own food. Nobody find food for themselves. They rely on food from the market almost 100%. That's make the big change in our health problem. People start to have diabetes more and more. We know the people who have diabetes, the first person about 40 years ago. And then we know about cancer 50 years ago in the village. And we know about allergy 30 years ago. The first person who have allergy are my aunts. She was the first person who was diagnosed from the doctor that she has allergy. So this is a new disease in our life. I think we don't know this at all, but this new disease spread fast, a lot faster than in the past. In the past we have this, the old disease that we have, the old sickness that we have. Some of them spread fast, but not as fast as diabetes. Now almost every family will have at least one person who have diabetes. It's the most popular sickness in the village. So when we look back, you can see that this sickness comes with the chain of our diet, our food. And it comes with the chain of our culture of life. Before that, we use our physical body to work a lot. But after that, we use our body less and less, and then we eat the food from very, very far away. Now, nobody in the village never drink Coke or Pepsi. Nobody in the village never eat snack or food in the snack from the packaging from the big company, corporation. So it's hard to not believe that this sickness comes with the food that we eat. We eat a lot of high fructose corn syrup everywhere. Even most of people don't know what is high fructose corn syrup. But it comes from another country. It comes from the big corporation. We have so much sugar. We grow a lot of sugar cane. We have sugar from coconut tree. We have sugar from palm trees. We have honey. But we don't eat this sugar much. We eat a lot of high fructose corn syrup because it comes with in the form of processed food like soft drink, snack, everything in the packaging. We don't know, but we eat them a lot. So this is the way all of people eat the same thing. And then most of people have the same sickness. That's why we start to think this sickness with no germ come with the food from outside, come with the processed food or the food that monopolized by big company. The whole country eats chicken from only one kind of chicken from the big corporation. We eat pork from one company. Eggs is the same thing. So our health has problem in the same way all over the country. So this kind of sickness, nobody tell us where it's come from exactly. Nobody don't want us to know. So they will say different things, and nobody deal with this problem seriously. That's because of this sickness. It involved with the big corporation who control the food that we eat. When they train people eat the same kind of food all over, they make tons of profit from it. And in the same time, the medical company, the pharmaceutical company, they did not invest enough money to develop medicine to take care of this sickness. They did not develop the way how can we get rid of this sickness, how can we control this sickness. But they invest more money to make people look young. to make people look nice, look beautiful, look handsome. They invest more money in that way. So we cannot expect much from the system that we have, that they will help us to be a good health, to have a good health. Because those corporations, they make so much profit from our life, our health. So how can we expect that they will help us? So from when we look at the past and now, we know that we get sick with no germ now because of the food that we eat. And then they try to make the food, the whole world are the same. This is the way they want to monopolize the whole food, so they can make tons of profit from every life on this earth. I think about, if we don't want to get sick, if we don't want to get diabetes or to have cancer or to have allergy, what can we do? We need to do something with this, because we cannot expect that some government or some big corporation going to help us about this. What we can do, we need to investigate ourselves. We need to experiment by ourselves more. The easiest way I think we can do is, we need to think about how can we create our own food system. How can we design our way of living in the way that we want it to be? So everywhere in the past, they have their own culture, they have their own way of eating. This village, they eat this kind of rice, they eat this kind of food. Another village eat different thing, another village eat another thing. When this village have problem, another village has no problem. So they can survive. So we can learn from each other. But now the whole world eat the same thing. Everywhere they drink Coke, drink Pepsi, they eat McDonald's, eat KFC, eat potato chip everywhere, snack everywhere the same. So when people get sick, the whole world gets sick the same way. We have nowhere to learn, nowhere to compare. So there's no beauty on this earth. Everywhere you go, you spend so much money to fly to many faraway countries just to go drink Coke in different country. Fly very far, travel very far just to eat hamburger or McDonald's or KFC in another country. And every country has the same taste. Why we have to do that? So I think it would be more fun if we create our own food system. We gather together, and this group love to grow vegetable, they grow vegetable. This group love to grow fruit tree, they grow fruit trees. This group love to have animal, they raise animal. And then we can rely on each other, we can trade each other, we can sell to each other. And then we have our own food system. We need to make our own recipe for our own food, for what we have in our area. I think it will be more interesting. We don't need to eat hamburger every day. We don't need to eat only hamburger, pizza and KFC. We have so many things we can eat. The world full of food. So if we think about come back to develop our own food, each way, each place develop their own style, and then use their own ingredient that they have in their area, it will make the world look interesting, more interesting immediately. Because if I go somewhere, I can eat something different. And then in the same time, it will create different health system everywhere. And then it will create a small market, small economics group. That thing, it will be more sustainable for us, for everybody, for everything in the world. I think health problem is so big now. People work so much just to have enough money to buy insurance. And some people work harder to have more money to make sure that they have money to go to the good hospital. But they still get sick and die. They are not different. Poor or rich, have insurance or no insurance, you still get sick and die. But how can we avoid from sickness? As much as we can. I think we need to do something by ourselves more. We cannot rely on the big system anymore. So I think we need to change, to help, to think, help, to experiment, to change our life, our eating, our culture, our way of living, to make it good for us. Now everybody work hard just to make it good for the business. We work to serve the economic system. We do not serve ourselves. We want economic to grow, but we don't care about our life enough. If we come back to think about this more, I think we will see many small self-reliant communities spreading all over. That is a beauty. That is security. I hope we can do something like this more. I will start this year. Take it more serious this year about local food, local culture. I think it's beauty, it's security for everybody.